Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to. Ha! No, I am here with the review for Make a Move, Season 1, Episode 4. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing well. So, I know you guys probably saw my community post about Keke Wyatt's World. I have watched Episode 1 and 2, and I do believe Episode 3 may have already. Did it already air on? No, it airs on Thursday. It's not really going to be a review of the show per se. It is just a few topics that I want to talk about, and the show has brought them up for me. So it's probably going to turn into a rant. I'm not going to lie. That's why I put the siren, the little red light up there, because y'all know when it's a red light, I'm about to start ranting. So just stay tuned for that. I'll probably get it done sometime this week. But for right now, let's jump into Ready, Make a Move. All right, so the episode picks up where it left off last week. We have Ashley in tears, and I know we talked last week, y'all. We was in the comments. We was worried about baby girl. But we find out that the reason why Ashley is crying is because she is about to let Donald go. And she's having a hard time with it. And so she says to Donald, I really like you. Like, I don't understand why you playing with me. And he was like, I'm not playing with you. I'm sorry. I should have called. I should have never let a day go by where we weren't communicating. You know, he's apologizing and telling her it won't happen again. But he won't get the opportunity for it to happen again because Ashley lets him know that she is moving in another direction. And good for her. Okay, good for her. I think it was very hard for her to do. She says to Tamika, the dating coach, that she has made a lot of excuses for people in her life, not just for men, but in general. She's made a lot of excuses for people, and she has to get to the point where she's not doing that and make a decision just for her. And she was glad that Donald understood. Donald did have regrets, talking about, I know that I really must have been falling for her because I wouldn't feel the way I feel right now. Boy, by the time you get in the car, the feeling, okay, let me not say that. Let me not disregard that man's feelings like that. That's wrong. But he said that he really did have feelings for her. And the coach assured her that Ashley is in a good space because she's making decisions for herself. She's not second guessing herself. She's not making excuses for anybody. She really is going for trying to find the person who is going to treat her right the first time. You know, is not going to need all these different reminders and having to tell them all these different things, but is really going to love and accept her the first time. And that's good. That's a good thing. That's a space that we all want to get to. I understood why she got emotional about it, although, you know, I do still question if this is the right process for Ashley. She might be one of those girls that's just a little bit of anxiety and they might get the crying. I'm a crier as well. So that's why I said I do understand. But being on a dating show, she is going to really have to hone in on her emotions and learn how to express herself in a way that is not so, what is the word I'm looking for? It's almost like an outburst. Like you don't really know where to go with it. You kind of are alarmed, like, oh, is she okay? Like, did I hurt her feelings? You don't really know what to do. But I think a lot of times in our minds, and the reason why we make excuses for people, I know I've done this, is because it really does mean something to be seen and accepted, right? Especially if you have like a quirky personality or if you're often misunderstood, to have somebody who really understands you or who really sees you and accepts you, it is such a good feeling. I felt it with friends. I felt it in dating. And when you get it, you want to hold on to it. And so when you meet a guy who accepts you and likes all of your little quirks and they start acting up, you start making excuses for them because you want this person to be around. This person saw you, this person accepted you, and you start to think in your mind, what if I don't find anybody else who accepts me like this again? Am I going to have to start all over with showing a person who I am? And even though it wasn't that long, when you're not always used to being accepted by people, it's hard to let go of those who do really accept you. So I understood where some of her fear and anxiety was coming from. But in this process, Ashley, I just want you to get a hold of it, girl. You're going to be okay. Whether you walk out of here by yourself or whether you walk out of here with two men, you're gonna be all right. Okay. But anyway, what did you guys think about that segment? Do you guys kind of get what I'm saying when it comes to the acceptance and all that stuff? I'm gonna tell you, I ain't no dating coach. Now, Tamika say she the coach, but I'm gonna tell you this: every woman I know who don't play around when it comes to their boundaries are women I know who will keep a man right in their face. Okay, they do not play, and that is something that I had to learn along the way. That men really do. They respect boundaries, whether they cut up on you or whatever. They really do respect a woman who is for herself and can set a boundary and say, if you cross it, you don't want to see this side of me. There will be consequences for you crossing this boundary. Either the consequences is you not going to have access to me, or the consequences you ain't gonna have access to something maybe that I used to do for you. But they really do respect it. They really do respect action. Every man that I have set boundaries with are still men that are in my inbox on today. All the ones that I tried to make excuses for, I ain't heard from them never again. So there is something to be said about it. But anyway, you guys, let's move on to the next aspect of the show. We got Vernisha going on a date with Gary. I like Gary. Gary seems cool enough. He said he was in transportation. Now, what that mean, Gary? Are you an Uber driver? Are you a bus driver? Are you an engineer of sorts? Do you run a locomotive? What are you doing when you say you're in transportation? Because that could mean Lyft driver. He also says he does a little bit of sports commentary, so he's like an influencer of sorts. I don't really know, Gary. Do you got a job? Because we need to keep our eye on this and make sure. I didn't recognize him. Did anybody out there recognize him as an influencer? I don't know. I don't follow a lot of sports, though, either. He has 2 sons, 14 and 15, okay, back to back. And him and Vernisha had a pretty good date. They seem to have a good flow of conversation. They seem to have liked each other. And it does look like Vernisha would be interested on going on a possible date with him again, because she said she found him attractive and she enjoyed herself. So, yeah, not too much to talk about there. I thought it was a decent date. Then, y'all, we get back to the house and Sharice wants to talk to Zadia. I said, Lord, please remove these thorns. I don't want to see this conversation happen again. She gonna tell Zadia, look, I just wanted to talk to you because I know we didn't get off on the right foot. We are 4 episodes in, Sharice. Hurry up and say what you got to say. Sharice has decided that she's going to be the bigger person. I really wish y'all could see my face. You going to be the bigger person now, Sharice. I'm going to be the bigger person, and I'm going to take accountability for what I done. And it almost went left, y'all, because Zadia was like, well, I do accept that, and I accept your apology. It's just that some of the things that you were saying to me, like some of the words you were using, I said, Zadia. You and Sharice got the same problem. Y'all don't know when to cut it. Ain't no but. I accept your apology. That's it. That's all. That's all you need to say. Just shut up, just shut up. You don't need to say anything else. I'm going to tell you what, that Zadia got some wigs. Where you get your wigs from, girl? Every time you come on screen, I'll be like, I like that. Okay, that's nice. This little ponytail situation, I liked it. Y'all liked it? Y'all probably didn't like it, but I did. So they say they gonna get it together and they gonna quit all this arguing and fighting, because at the end of the day, they need each other. All right, whatever. Moving on. Now, Zadia is going on a date with, what is his name? I'm about to call him Romaine. Romeo? Child, I don't know. The NBA player, the retired basketball player overseas. She going out with him, okay? So they head on out to play a little pool, and she's looking cute. He looks good as well. I was laughing because the cameraman, I said, cameraman, you got to go up. You keep cutting his head off in the scenes. But she says that he is definitely a tall tree, and she likes to climb trees. I said, girl, I know the feeling, baby. I'll turn into Luther Vandross. A tree is still a tree. I know the feeling, I mean, but you know, let me stay on topic. They have a fairly decent date. She says that he is very attractive. I don't know what else Zadia likes about him outside of that. But they're trying to get to know each other. He said he stopped playing professional basketball because, you know, he's just old. He couldn't do it no more. And he's just recently gotten out of it. somehow they get on the subject of his house and does he have any pets, and he does say that he has 3 cats, and she was like, oh, okay. No, not 3 cats. He said he had 17 cats, y'all. He started with 3 and wound up with 17, and she was like, 17? And she finds out that he's actually feeding the neighborhood cats. You know, like the cats come all around. He started out feeding 2 or 3, and then next thing you know, he got 17. I said, I wonder if it stink over by his house. Like, every time I go to a house with like a whole bunch of animals congregating at it, it's just got a little urine smell to it. But he said she said it's like a little community service, and he has just as many cats as she has wigs, so it would never work. But they're outside cats, so that changes her mind significantly. I don't know, y'all. I have a fear of getting with somebody and they got like 2 big animals, or just animals period in the house, y'all. I'm not an animal girl. I don't care how clean you keep your house. I can smell that dog. All right, for all of y'all who say I keep my house clean, I can still smell that animal. It smells furry in your house, and I don't like that smell. I just can't do it. I don't care how many plug-ins you put in the walls. I don't care if you wash them every day. I don't care if you don't never go outside. I can smell that fur. I can smell that fur, and I don't want no hairless cat. I've seen one of those, and they scared me. Scared the bejesus out of me, y'all. I was doing a grocery delivery. That cat came up to the door. I said, woo! And I dropped all the groceries on the ground, y'all. I was so embarrassed. And the little boy said, it's okay. He won't bite. Embarrassed. Completely embarrassed. So, but anyway, what did you guys think about those dates? The one between Gary and Vernisha, and Zadia and Romaine Lettuce. I forgot his name. Ashley, if you don't calm your ass down, if you don't calm down, take them glasses off when you at the table. Okay, so Ashley goes on a date with Justin. This is a blind date. Justin is 35. He's the hospitality director down to the Magnolia Hotel. The only reason I remember is because I literally just watched it. Ashley comes in like she normally does. Oh my gosh, you look good. You got your hair lined up, your teeth, your breath smelling good. Ashley, relax. Oh my gosh. I mean, she lays it on thick immediately, right? But I guess he was into it because he seemed to enjoy himself on the date. The date wasn't, let me not say it's not long. It never seems long from the show's perspective. But he did say his birthday was just a week before, and he actually spent it with his father, having a little quality father and son time. And she was like, okay, well, I'm a mama's girl, so I understand that. He would say, oh, listen, if your mama don't love you like my mama loved me, there's got to be something wrong. And then he say something about something being organically. Y'all, I don't remember all the words Justin was saying, but basically, if your mama don't F with you like that, then something ain't right. All right, so they have a good laugh about that. They talk about what each other has done and what each other's types are as far as dating. And he says that he got all the different types: light, dark, skinny, some a little thick. And she says she has different types too. Just depends on what kind of mood she's in and what's going on in her life. And Justin want to know how he can get in touch with her. So, he want the number. He go ahead and he goes right for it. But Justin said he is dating with intention for sure, because he wants the next woman he meets to be the last person he's dating. Don't y'all love that about men? Like, men, they just ride through, and then they just stop. And whoever at the red light, that's who they gonna marry. Us? Oh, baby, we on a constant yellow light. We just driving slow, peeking like, let me slow down. No, speed it back up. Oh, Lord. But yeah, that's going to be the last one for him. That he would like for that to be the last one. So we'll see what happens between the two of them. Okay, next up is the day between Charisse and Keith. I like Keith. I thought he was a cool dude. He started off like sounding a little bit nervous, but I did notice, and I noticed this maybe the first or second episode, and I think I mentioned it. Charisse's energy can be very closed, like the way that her body language, the way that she looks at you. I do think that plays a part in some of the communication or lack of that she tends to get from some of the guys that she dates. And then as the date goes on, she opens up a little bit more and her posture is more inviting. But when it starts out, it's very closed off. So I wonder if that's the reason why she's struggled a little bit in regards to communication. Not with Maurice, because Maurice is a mouse, but I'm talking about with the other guys. So Keith is a master stylist and barber. He's 50 years old. He's been engaged, but he hasn't been married. He says that he has learned something from every breakup that he's experienced and just trying to make himself a better person. He's in his next stage of life and he's just focused on being better. Cherise says that she really likes that he was able to open up and talk, the same stuff she always says, that he was able to open up and talk, because even though with Maurice, she's learned a lot about him. I said, girl, how did you learn a lot about Maurice? Like, inquiring minds want to know. Morse code? How did you find out anything about Maurice? Were you guys sending letters, writing notes? Do you like me? Yes or no? Pick red or blue. But they then do like the oxygen thing, and while they have their drinks. And she does let him know a little bit more about herself and what she's looking for. He is like her, also dating with intention, also looking for something long term. And he was like, I'm at the point in my life that if I got to get a life coach, if I got to get therapy, whatever I need to do to be a better person. And she told him to tell his therapist that he or she is doing a very good job. And I was like, Cherise, what about your therapist? But their date was good. I like Keith for her, and I hope that she selects him over the Maurice guy. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you about Jabari? I knew he was going to start showing it. Now, the episode is still going on. He really did nothing wrong, but he's already showing me some things. He's already showing me a few things. So him and Vernisha meet at the winery. I'm going to cut straight to it. They get to talking about Vernisha going on other dates and if she's enjoying her process. And she was like, I am actually enjoying my process. He was like, oh, you weren't supposed to say that. You supposed to be like, nah, I ain't enjoying it at all. I really just want to be with you. And she was just like, no. And he wants to know why she needs to date other men. And Vernisha says, because when I do it my way, when I lock in immediately, I close myself off from some of my other options. And that has not been working for me. So now I want to do something different. And Vernisha says in her confessional what I said earlier about this show and why I like it. The women are in a better position this time. So many times on Ready to Love, we've seen it season after season. These women will start getting catty with each other. They'll start competing for men that are not even, they don't even, let me not. But y'all know that half the time that the dude that they lock in on, that they about to compete over, that it's not even somebody they should be, but they just feel it automatically jumps into the scarcity mindset. And y'all know, as much as y'all walk around here on these Amazon microphones talking about masculinity and femininity, y'all don't study to show yourself approved, because scarcity is not a feminine mindset. Women are not supposed to be competing in a way where we believe that if we don't jump on the first man that comes to us and says he likes us, that we are going to be asked out. We're not supposed to be operating in scarcity. Competitiveness and scarcity mindsets, that is a masculine trait, not a feminine one. And y'all can read up and study it if you want to, because I already have. That's why I can say it with confidence. Okay, that is not a feminine mindset. So you shouldn't even want women running around operating that way. All right. But yes, not saying that you shouldn't know that there are other women somebody else is dating, but you shouldn't go into it like, if I don't get this one, I ain't gonna have nobody. Right. So Jabari is bothered by that. He said he don't do roster dating. I said, I know you listening to the microphones, because roster dating is a term that I really just heard like in the last year or so. Most people just call it, dating. Like, I'm not exclusively dating anybody. So he say he don't do all of that. He said, well, what would you have to say if I were to say that that's what I did with you? Like, I locked in on you. And she said, I would tell you to keep your options open. He was just, honey, he clutched his invisible pearls. He was like, I know she ain't talking to me. Yes, she is. I said, Vernisha, you better talk it, girl. You better say that you keep your options open too. I love that about her. She didn't look threatened. She didn't look pressed, because what you're not going to do is call my bluff and try to scare me into locking in on you. Baby, if you got options, exercise them, because I'm exercising mine. This is a dating show. You didn't know you was coming on a dating show? I got to talk to you like I talk to the women, Jabari. This is a dating show. And I'm being fair, because I tell the women on Ready to Love the same thing. This is a dating competition. This is a dating show. People are going to be dating other people. Get with it or get over it. But what did y'all think about Jabari's conversation? Y'all thought he was bothered? Y'all think he about to cut up the fool over Nisha? We gonna see. Zadia, give me Cameron, because you not finna act right. Just give him to me. No, I don't want to hear no talk. Give him to me. Bring him over here. So they go on a date, y'all, and they're making some type of glass art. It was cute. I thought that was a cool date. But as they're doing things, Cameron is helping her cut some of the glass into smaller pieces, because she, is having a hard time gripping the little tool. And he's helping her, and she asks him, would he consider himself like a generous or person? And he was like, yeah, I consider myself like kind and generous, because I want to do stuff while I'm here, because, when I'm dead, I can't do nothing for you. So go ahead and get your use out of me now. He asks her about like what's her financial goals, kind of like, does she tie in her goals with her finances, or her work life with her finances? He basically want to know what you talking about money wise. And Zadia says that she is a millennial traditionalist. What is that? Are y'all making up these words as we go? So she definitely believes in working and making her own money, but she also wants somebody that wants to provide for her, and basically, his money is her money. That's what she wanted to say. But what she said was, our money is my money. It sounds like to me that Zadia, would like all of the comforts that a housewife, would get, a woman who does not work would get, while also making her own money. I actually know somebody that's in that position, and basically, whatever money she makes is hers, but she uses it to, fund their vacations or buy stuff for the house, and, things of that nature. She does use her money for things that are for the both of them, but bills wise, I don't believe she pays anything. So I do know somebody like that. Not many, but I do know somebody like that. Cameron says that he understands what she means, and a lot of the things that he's done and the things he set up is so that he can be there for his woman, and give her that soft life. I was like, not y'all using the TikTok terms. Give her that soft life so that she can have that time and that availability to pour into other people. I was just like, yes. And I'm not even as money hungry as Zadia. Look at me. But that was good. That was refreshing to hear someone say something like that. And I do see a softer side of Zadia when she is out with Cameron. So cool. I thought it was a cool day. Zadia, if you ain't gonna do right, just send them our way. Thank you. No. Ashley, no. I don't know. Now you say you're trying to make different decisions, but I don't know if, okay. Her and Kirsten go on a date, right? They go to like a mixology class. The vibes are there. They looking in each other's eyes. The cameraman was on one, wasn't he? They was slow-mo looking in each other's eyes, and they're having a good time. That can't be denied. But then when it's time to have a conversation, she was like, okay, so what's up with you? I heard you've been on some dates. I heard you went out with Zadia. He was like, yeah, I went out with Zadia. It was cool. She was cool. I like her personality. And then she just kind of looking at him. And she's asking more questions about Zadia and their date. And he was just like, wait a minute, Zadia's not here. I'm on a date with you. I want to focus on you and our date. And she was just like, yeah, but I just got to ask questions because I need to know, am I just going to be sitting on the sidelines? And I need to know if I'm going to be keeping you around. I said, Now, did she have one too many drinks at the mixology class? Because what are we talking about here? And he was just looking at her like, are you asking me to be exclusive? Like, this is only our second date. And she was just like, no, I'm not asking for exclusivity. I guess I just wasn't wording it right. Like, I'm just saying I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines. Like, I just don't want to be seen as the homegirl or the friend. I want to know that you really. And he was like, listen, I enjoyed my date with Zadia. I enjoyed my date with you more. And I want to see you again. Like, I get what you're saying. She was just like, yeah, because I just don't want to be thought of as the homegirl. And he was like, well, being the homegirl, the homie is kind of a part of it. Like, you kind of want to be that. And then she said they going to agree to disagree because he fine. And see, that right there let me know, Ashley, now, are you really trying to move different? Because I can tell you like Kirsten, and I do believe that you have a type, because if you pour a little chocolate syrup on them, you going to get Alex. But I don't want you fall into no situation where you like a dude, you have fun with a dude, and the dude is cute and he's saying all the right things, and so you just going for it. All right, because you've already done that before as well. And the fact that you did all of that makes me wonder, like, are you what's the word? Do you feel like you like him way more than he likes you? Are you unsure about how much he likes you? And what is it that you were really trying to say? Were you trying to figure out if he was more interested in Zadia? You can't roll like that. You can't roll like that. You're going to have to really not bring up other women on y'all's dates. You also are going to have to figure this out. Like, if you feel like he's not really into you for whatever reason, then go with your gut instinct. Don't try to make yourself more so he can be into you. If you feel like he ain't into you, then just go ahead and cut it right then. You know, you shouldn't have to be asking all of these different questions. Although I just feel like this is the second date and you should just kind of relax. It's fine to let him know where you stand, you know, but again, like I told Jabari, this is still a dating show, right? So maybe he's not dating somebody else on the show, but he might be dating in general. But you say you weren't asking for exclusiveness, but it sounds like she just wanted to know if he was interested in Zadia, which I think she got her answer. But next time, baby, don't do all of that. You ain't got to do all of that. And personally, I think you're a better match for old dude at the hotel anyway. Okay, so we are now kind of coming to the close of the episode. I almost skipped over Charisse and Maurice's date because it was quiet. They're still not really talking to each other. He is tearing up her food, and she asked him how he felt about the competition, and that man said, what competition? So, you know, child, let's keep it flowing. The ladies meet up with Tamika, and she tells them how proud she is of all of them, and now they're going to bring in the fellas so they can make some decisions. Vernisha, much to my dismay, chose Jabari again. She chose him again. It's funny how she keeps saying she want to move differently in this process and not lock in on one person. But the only thing she's doing different is actually going on dates with other people. But she's still locked into Jabari. But I guess she feels like Jabari is a better match for her than the other guys that she's met. I still don't understand why nobody picked Walter last week, but I'm going to let it go. So she picks him again, and she's hoping that the process isn't going to be too much for him. And she told him, look, don't ask me to settle with you before my process is up, because I'm going to tell you no. And he said he don't like the word no. Pay attention to what he's telling you, Vernisha. Then we have Zadia. Of course, she asked Cameron to stay. She would be a fool not to. And Cameron is getting more and more comfortable. He had a chain on this week. I said, that boy getting more and more comfortable. Every week he letting a little bit more of himself peek out. He had his shirt unbuttoned. I said, go off, Cameron. So then we didn't get to see who Charisse is picking. I hope that she would make the right move for herself, if you know what I mean. And then we have Ashley talking to Kirsten. I think she needs to send Kirsten home. It's not that I don't think he's into her. I just don't think he's as into her as she would like him to be. And I think it shows, and that's the reason why her tensions and stuff is up. She's so flustered. And if she gonna be popping off at him every time they have a conversation, then this probably ain't gonna work. Tamika even tells him, you know, if you like her and you like what she's bringing, you need to let her know that. And I think Ashley just thinks he's cute. Like, I think she enjoys him, but I think she's more physically attracted to him. And that's not all that matters. You know, other things are going to come into play as well. And I think he likes her. I think he has fun with her. But I don't think he is as into her as she wants to be into him. I really don't. I think he just kind of, you know, yeah, let's see where it goes kind of thing. And so she was like, I just wasn't sure if you wanted to date me or if you wanted to date other people here on the show. And he was just like, well, you got to spend time. You got to get to know a person. And she was like, you already talked. Let me talk. I was just like, I don't know what's going on here. I really hope she just decides to go on another date with the other guy. He seemed cool enough, you know. He ain't no tall, you know, dark and handsome or nothing like that, but he seemed like a really nice guy with a stable occupation and seemed like he was going to be a ball of fun as well. Like, why not? You know, I just don't see it with Kirsten. I really don't. But I got a feeling she's going to keep him. And next week, y'all, did y'all see that crazy Camille on there? I said, oh, Lord, not crazy Camille. But I like how they're going to have all of the girls that they were on with, like on other seasons, come and kind of talk to the guys that they're dating now. I thought that was kind of cool. So you guys let me know what you thought about this episode. They almost took me up out of here and I need to go to bed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all for the next one. Bye.